What's up everyone, welcome to another episode of Everything Entrepreneurial with me, Curtis Harley. In this episode I got the chance to meet up with Joe Doyle. Joe is an entrepreneur and property investor from Clondalkin in Dublin. Joe left school after his junior cert to become a bricklayer, and by the time he was 23 he set up a successful insurance property repair business. It wasn't easy along the way, as when the recession came it left Joe on the brink of bankruptcy. He bounced back better than ever though. Today, Joe focuses entirely on growing his property portfolio and sharing his knowledge of business to his large social media following. Joe also runs a number of business programs, notably his 52 Steps to Building a Better Business, where he teaches self-employed and sole traders how to replicate in their business what he managed to do with his, and also his Tradesman Survival Guide, where he documents an offered solution for the main pitfalls that tradesmen all too often fall victim of. Now let's get right into today's episode. Yeah, so thanks anyway for meeting up with us. And anyway, will you tell us a little bit about yourself? A couple of sentences just before we get going.
A bit about myself. I'm Joe from Clondalkin. Used to be a bricklayer. Now I'm a property investor. I get a lot of attention from Facebook.
Yeah.
I think it seems to be because I'm the most ordinary person in the world. But I do stuff that most people wouldn't have. Not that he can't do. Most people wouldn't have the balls to try. We're out there literally. Just before you come in there, I've got a client on the phone where someone's offering to buy his business for a couple of million quid, and he's ringing me saying, "What should we do?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "We need to figure this out, man. This is pretty much this guy's about to win the lotto, and we're prepping him for when." I was like, "Will it happen? Will it not? We don't know till the end, So it's like every day is a challenge. There's good stuff come around the corner. I think I seem to get the attention on Facebook because a lot of people know where I came from, physically where I grew up, which is Clondalkin, which is not a place where sporting entrepreneurs grow up. Well, not a place where the legal entrepreneurs grow up.
Yeah.
And aside from that, then I had a big wallop there a few years ago with the recession nearly made me go bankrupt. A lot of people know that, and they kind of they remember it when I talk to them. They know that when I see them. So I think there's just a little bit of resilience and a bit of the ordinary bloke there that makes these guys.
I think you hit the nail on the head there, ordinary bloke, because I think I seen a few Facebook ads a couple of years ago, but I wasn't properly in business, but I've seen them and everything, and then as I seen it in the Facebook group, I started having a little potter around online, just to see what the crack is.
Yeah.
And you're ordinary. And that to me, the authenticity of that, you're just you. Yeah. Undeniably you that way. Yeah. And I think that kind of, not just business owners, but other people who want to just get their shit together, and you're there pushing out a little bit of motivation or a few tactics or whatever, resonates with people.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of people there pushing out motivation, which is grand and all that. I remember hearing someone saying motivation is when somebody makes you do something that you wouldn't ordinarily do yourself.
Right? Right.
But inspiration, that's a different thing altogether. Whoa, holy shit. If he can do that, imagine what I can do.
Gotcha, yeah.
Where motivation, you're pushing them. Inspiration, you're just saying, hey, well, look at this, what I'm doing.
Yeah. It's kind of like you're pulling. Or
You're allowing them to have a realisation themselves,
Yeah.
Very quick story there. Last night we were doing a training session with some of my business clients, an online session. And I got a big bleeding sarcastic email off one of the lads, right? And I couldn't wait to start the session because I was going to give him a load of grief because of the WhatsApp message he was sending me, right? So I'm talking to all the lads in business. I don't care where you are at in business, right? If it's only an idea, the first benchmark for success in your business has to be your aim to make profits of 500 quid per day.
Right.
That's it. I don't care whether you're a social marketer, whether you're selling bottles of water, whether you're a podcast as a business, whether you're a builder, a carpenter, a plasterer, a painter. In my world, that's what your minimum target has to be.
Right.
And this guy's messaging me. So this is a guy that's basically engaged me to help him with his business.
Yeah.
And he sent me a message saying, for fuck's sake, Joe, you're killing me with this stuff. And I'm like, don't be so negative. Go away and figure it out. This is what you need to do. And then he sends me, he sends me a WhatsApp message about 30 hours after. I'll show you this for the crack here now. Where did we get this? It was WhatsApp, wasn't it? It was, yeah. How let me get it up here?
Yeah.
So basically, he sends me this message, giving me grief, saying, "We can't get this. I can't get this done, right?" And then he sends me that That's his
Thinking
board for
outside
the
the
day.
box.
He made, thinking outside the box, he made 1,500 quid that day.
Fucking
I
hell.
was like, and he's crying at me because I'm telling him he needs to make 500. And he just like thinking outside the box. And I was like, I knew you'd figure it out. And I knew you'd figure it out because I gave him, he had the desire to figure it out,
Right.
but he didn't have the tools.
Okay.
And I gave him the tools that I use and all the other guys use. And he still, like, it's like you've never seen a car before, but you want to get from A to B. And me just giving you a car. You're not going to be able, you're like, how in the name of Jesus am I going to figure out how to get this from there to there?
Yeah.
And eventually you're like, actually, he's right. This does work, you know? And like there was serious slagging back and forth last night between me and him because he was crying at the start. Then he was delighted. And now I'm like, right, $2,000 a day now needs to be our next target.
And he's like, oh, bollocks, here we
I
go
shouldn't
again.
have opened my mouth, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I believe that everyone must do. So it's a great buzz when you see stuff like that happen, you know?
Jesus, helping fucking people is great. And especially, like, I don't know what it is. I just overly obsessed. I don't know why I'm just obsessed with entrepreneurship, but just helping other fucking small business owners, you know, get a little bit better or whatever it is. I fucking love it. So you were obviously doing the same. Where did this whole business thing come from? Like when you were younger, was there anyone in your family that was in business? Was like granddad, cousin, freaking aunt like that?
Look, sorry, when I say no, my dad was a builder, always kind of self-employed his whole life.
Right.
I always kind of joke, say I learned everything I know from him.
Right.
Look at how he done it in business, and then just don't do it that way. Do you know what I mean? He's just a fucking disaster. Like, and look, I get on well. Like, he's still on the same today. Like, but he's just mad as a brush. Like, you know, he has a specific way of doing things that is literally the exact opposite from every way I've done it. You know,
right.
But I seen it. I seen how he done things, and I'm like, I wouldn't do that like that. And I just kind of had an interest in it from an early age. And I seen with him was a famine or feast scenario. Like there was money in the business, which meant there was money in the house, or else there was nothing.
Right.
And then there'd be an extended period of time where there'd be nothing, and then there'd be loads of money.
Right.
And then that'd be grand for a while.
Was this when you were kind of younger? Would that give you a little bit of anxiety or anything? You were kind of
fucking sure, man. Opening the fridge, is there any food there? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know it was
really
serious.
like that as well.
Oh yeah, not exaggerating about that.
No.
And that's when I says, right, that's not when I grow up, I'm going to be rich.
Right.
That's my fucking plan, to be rich.
Right.
End of story. And I had that plan from
that day.
From as long as I can remember, you know.
I love that. That's class.
For me, like, the desire was always to go into property.
Right.
Bought my first house when I was 18, but I wasn't really a full-time property investor. Went into business for years. If I didn't go into business, I would be much more established as a property investor because I wasted a lot of time there in the financial sense, but I gained a massive amount of knowledge.
Okay.
Can
you put a price on that knowledge though, you know, that way as well?
Like I'm 35 now, so like if you look at a few kind of benchmarks, I was starting when I was 18, I was 2 million quid when I was 23. By the time I was 27, it was all gone. I didn't have it in cash, it was like equity and values, but it was all built on a foundation of sand, just inflated property values. Then that dropped. Then the banks wanted all their money back. I spent a couple of years fighting with bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Very lucky to escape without going bankrupt. And then pretty much since literally the day after I sorted that stuff out, I've just been on an upward trajectory, you know. And it's just it's crazy, like it's mad.
Yeah.
I get more kill people like you reaching out to me, talking to me, wanting me to share my story with their friends, listeners. People ask me to talk places. You know, I'm pretty much an opportunity magnet, I do say, because the amount of stuff that just gets offered to me all the time, like in terms of business opportunities and stuff like that, I'm very grateful for it, you know, and it's good. And people come down and they see we're in a humble office in a humble location. Yeah. And then I show them what we're doing, and they're like, "Holy fuck, are you managing that?"
Class,
like, they expect somebody to be operating at the level that we're operating. Like, they expect them to be different.
I know, the kind of ultra corporatized kind of look and just the whole that kind of vibe, and it kind of separates. Like, so someone that's wanting to do stuff like that, it seems too far fetched, but you actually can have that kind of
because you can be an ordinary person, you know, and I like, I know lots of people that's running bigger companies than me, that's making a lot more profits, you know, and I am very envious of them, no doubt. And they are very humble people as well, but they don't seem to be, maybe humble. They're very ordinary people, but they're not willing to publicly share what they're doing, because it's just not in their personality. Whereas I'm happy to share. Now I'm at a level, and I'm by no means made it. I want to make 100 million quid. When I make 100 million, I'll be confident to say I've made it. Then until then, I'm just pushing forward every single day. That's the plan. Like my whole philosophy is mind, body, wallet. That's my thing. Mind, body, wallet. So mental health right first, physical health right, and then go after the money. Too many people do it the opposite way around. Heart attack, 50 years of age, overweight, out of shape, all that nonsense. It's mind, body, wallet for me.
Mind, body, wallet. I love that. That's
and since I start putting that first, I'm actually better operator. It's mad, so it's crazy.
That's interesting. Like, especially for me, because like I'm only in business 10 months, right? I don't know, you probably experienced something similar. It's your head's fucking all over the place. I didn't even realise how much of a stress heads are. I couldn't even manage my own. I don't know how to manage my own stress. Like seriously, like everything is like something goes wrong, volcano. Like and I was like, but even like going through all that, getting all my ducks in a row mentally and making sure that like my mental health, like I've been really working on that, and it has been improving, and I feel a lot more confident in myself. So even when I'm going to meetings or I'm fucking doing whatever, like even this. Like I remember, like when I was starting my business, I was like, I want to do a blog post, right? A blog post. Typing, and I typed out something, and I went to hit publish, and I was fucking. Shit yourself. I was like that. Like you know what I mean? I was like, gee, I can't do this. Getting in my own way. You know what I mean? Same with
getting in your own way. Pretty good point.
Getting in me. This is another reason why I'm pushing myself is to do a podcast. Is trying to push me boundaries. That way. I recorded, like, I even tried, like, on a microphone just by myself in my room, that way, and I was like, trying to talk, and I was listening back, I was like, oh shit.
I hear you sound horrendous, don't you? I cannot stand the sound of my own voice. So someone will say to me, I was watching your video the other day, I felt that it was very good when you said this. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. So I must go back and just watch that again, like, and I'm like, this fucker.
When I reach the ears of yourself.
The noise of this fucker, we just get used to it,
Yeah, but
like, as in, not even get, like, I don't think you get used to sound your own voice, but you just get used to being uncomfortable. You just get on with it.
It's been a really big struggle to me. Like, I use even, like, I put one small, like, 30-second video on the front of me business website, right? Just saying, hey, my name's Curtis. Digital, like, so simple. I was fucking petrified, like absolutely, like what's someone gonna think? It's not professional enough? All these kind of things going through my head, you know what I mean? But I'm like, have to do it. I have to do it.
It has to be done.
All these things just have to be done.
Done is the new perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like once I done that though, all that fucking shit, you want the same as I done the blog post, the same as I done my first podcast, same as the first video.
Yeah.
It's kind of just that weight is just gone. It's like you can just start doing things now. Do you know that way? You just have to get over that initial hurdle.
Yeah, just get on with it, like, because. So from my end there, I'd basically been like 10 years going after my life mission, and failed because I got caught out with banking and all that sort of stuff, right? And then when I turned that around, like I didn't know I was going to turn around all throughout, but then I realised like that failure is my friend. So even like to the point where I'm printing out something, there's a template there that I was printing for one of my clients there this morning. It's about the 5th version that I done this morning. So I'm printing it, running down to the printer, getting it back up, printing it, and I'm like, it doesn't bother me because the first 3 or 4 drafts of anything go in the bin. Like I don't expect to get anything right first time round.
Yeah.
I don't really care. Like I just I understand failure is like one of the most important components in achieving greatness or success.
Yeah. I'm coming to learn that now, but definitely 100% failure is a process. Like you can't be success. You can't
sidestep it.
Yeah.
You can't sidestep it. And if you do,
you're probably one of the lucky ones, or you might not even be.
So when we say failure, it doesn't mean you have to catastrophically fail the way I did for a point in time. And it wasn't even failure. It's only failure if you give up. But it's like it's a combination. Like every time you ring someone and they don't take a call, well, that can be seen to be a failed call. So you just ring them again, schedule them, or whatever you need to do to follow up. That's what I think. But I'm comfortable with it. I'm at one with it now.
Yeah, and that's is that repetition? Just repetition, just
keep going.
Just keep going.
Like I would keep so many different things going at one time. Like do you know Grant Cardone? Do you?
Yeah, right. I do.
Big fan of Grant Cardone, and he always tells this story that him and his twin brother, when they were kids, they got a quarter each off either their dad or their granddad, and they went to the shop. So this would have been in the 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
And Grant let his quarter fall down the shore,
Right.
And he went back crying. So the brother still had his. He went back crying, and he said, you're not crying because your quarter fell down the shore. You're crying because that's the only quarter you had. You know.
Yeah.
So like stuff goes wrong. Just make sure that's not everything that you have going on. So
Yeah.
for me, like I've got a couple of different businesses going on. But I'm always trying to stay focused on them, and they're all complementary, if that makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
So we would have so many offers on properties that if they all got accepted today, I wouldn't be able to deal with them.
Yes.
Just can't.
Yeah.
Because I know most of them don't get accepted.
Okay.
So we take so much action with everything we're doing in our business that I know most of it ain't gonna work. But we don't care. We keep trying it out, and we've got 5 things going on that works. Okay, we'll elaborate on that, and then we go with this here.
Yeah.
You know, we put something else in, and then you just, you know, it's got the whole 80-20 thing. You're weeding out certain things, and the
Double down on what's
stronger.
working, and
the business getting stronger, and as it goes along, you know.
Yeah. Sounds. So I just want to go back to a little bit as well, because one of the things that I like to do is I like to kind of get just a little bit about like that childhood and all. So you were in school. I read that you dropped out of school, or you left school at 14 or something, was it?
Yeah, just done the junior cert.
Yeah.
Left. Like I had no intention to do anything other than become a bricklayer.
Right.
My dad was a bricklayer. I was going to work with him.
Yeah.
And I just left school then, and I couldn't become a bricklayer then until I was 16, old enough to register, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So I just left school and went working with him.
Yeah. One of the lads. If you were in school, would you have been like one of the lads, like on the football team? Fucking, would you have known everyone in the class?
Yeah. Like we are, like, you know, I didn't really push myself too hard in school. Like I was fairly clever in school now, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I just didn't push it.
Yeah.
And like I knew that's just grand. Like I just breezed through school, done enough to get by.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was going to be a bricklayer at the end.
Yeah.
That was it. What's the point going in there? That's not going to help me.
Yeah.
I'm a bricklayer. I thought I knew it all, you know, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But look, it was good crack while we were in school. But it didn't. Yeah, I was capable of a lot more. Do you know what I mean? I definitely wasn't the worst person in the class by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
Kind of floated in the middle.
Yeah, quite social as well. Grown up the whole lot. Like,
yeah,
couple of mates went out, fucking, you know, just the normal lad, I suppose.
Yeah, just normal bloke. Even then, like when I started out in business, I was business Monday to Friday, and then I'd be out on the rip on the weekend. And there was like, my mates would be like, they wouldn't ring me during the week because like, oh, that's work, Joe. We're not fucking talking to him. He won't take the call. We'll talk to Party Joe on the weekend.
Yeah. Animal.
And then I thought I had this whole thing sussed, and it's like, no, that you can't. Like if I was out and about with my mates and then I seen a client, I'd be embarrassed. I wouldn't talk to them, right? You know.
Yeah.
you're just on the rip with your mates having the crack. And then I realised that you can't actually be two people.
Right.
And then it's like, look, you have to be who you are. You know, and that is what it is. There's no separating like work from life.
Yeah.
There's no separating work from social events and all that sort of stuff.
People do think though that you have to separate things.
No.
I wouldn't necessarily. I agree with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be the one person. You know what I mean? You have to be who you are.
I'm the same guy. You meet me every single day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. Like particularly now with social media, like if people literally can't see what you had for breakfast, they'll feel a little bit of distrust. You know, like people want to go onto your Facebook page, see pictures of you and your family, or they want to know a little bit about who you are, where you came from, what you do, what you do for a hobby.
Yeah.
You know, I find they want to know your failures as well. But maybe that's just me. They ask me that question all the time. If they don't feel they know that, they don't feel they know you, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's just nowadays, you know. Somebody's ringing you, you don't get back to them. Oh, sorry, I missed your call there today, Curtis. I was away for the weekend. Oh, I know. Curtis knows because I'm posting pictures on Facebook or Instagram and you're fucking seeing them, you know.
It's a bit mad when you think about it.
Yeah, that's just the way. So I think, like, you know, our generation is the last one that will explain to people why we didn't get back to them, because everyone else
just
knows. Yeah, exactly.
Know, yeah.
And then even like my daughter, like she just, everything goes on Snapchat. Everything.
Absolutely,
you know,
recording the whole life, just like.
Oh man, like and I used to get freaked out when like she'd be recording me, like, and we'd be messing in the house and all. Like, listen, you can't be putting that on social media, like, you know, I'd be just walking around the house in my shorts, you know, just chilling, or I'd be giving out to the dog or something, or I'd be giving out the horn and she'd be recording me and all that sort of stuff. But that's just the way of the world. Yeah,
that is how nowadays is. So work-life balance, family, like, are they all involved? They all support you? Obviously, was there?
I don't believe there's any such thing as a work-life balance.
It's just life.
It's just life.
Just life.
Yeah, there's no such thing like, if you take any successful person, pick a successful person. Pick a name, random name.
Me now?
Yeah, pick one.
Gary V.
Do you think he's balanced?
Well, he thinks he is.
He's not balanced. He's all in.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, he's all in, but he's also all in when he sees his family. You know what I mean? Like, the week away or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't like what is balance means 50-50.
Right.
You can't be 50-50 on your family and your career if the two of them are separate.
Yeah.
They're all like, my office is a few minutes away from my house.
Yeah.
The family don't seem to pop in. No problem, come on in.
Yeah.
You know, get a text, drop down.
Yeah.
Can you come home? Yeah, no problem.
Love it.
I'm at home. Sorry, look, give me 10 minutes to make a call.
Yeah.
So it's just the one, you know.
Well, me and my missus now is in the business with me. She's doing digital marketing. Yeah, like, but like she's totally different to me. She's real kind of analytical, logical and stuff. But like we work together. We have like a little home office and we work together. It's fucking great. Like, so I do see my life, and anyway, as I progress and everything like that, it will be.
Yeah, keep it that way.
We fucking love it because we share common goals and everything.
Yeah,
you know, that way we're like, we want to fucking do this, like our first year in business. Let's try and get like this. Like, we're still on starting off, but we're like, we want to get to this per month and fucking like, you know what I mean? Oh, if we do this really well, we might be able to go on fucking holiday. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's so fucking good. Like, it's just been a really big kind of fucking boost for us together. You know, that way.
Definitely, but it just that kind of goes back into more of just like, don't try to be more than one person. You know, don't try to be gone to work during the day and different. Like, that's magic if you can do that. And I actually heard a story. Now I'm going to make a mess of this, but it was something along the lines of back in the day, like look, early 1900s, like a typical business was a household had a business, and the husband done the heavy lifting and the wife done support the husband, and they were all in the one. And then eventually, like people started walking away from home, then the husband started walking away, and then that's when divorce rates went through the roof and all this sort of stuff, you know. Whereas if you can work together, you know, I think it's better, you know. If, just like what would be absolute complete failure to me is, you know, the whole story. I actually heard the story, and to be honest, I think there's lots of poor people make stories to justify why they're poor, you know.
Okay.
But like the story of like the kid goes into the room and says, "Dad, how much is an hour of your time and your work and all that?"
I know what you're saying, like those posts.
And then he buys it. Like it's $50 something or 50, and he gets, "Can I have an hour of your time just today, please, Dad?" You know, all that bollocks, like, do you know what I mean? But you see all that sort of stuff. But failure to me would be if I left my house in the morning, went to work, and didn't hear from my family throughout the day, and they didn't know what I done. And then I came back at the end of the day, you know, just, you know, I just went like, you know, I don't like most of the, like, I'm on social media like 2 or 3 times during the day anyways. Yeah. So they, you know, they'll give me the comments or their likes and stuff like that. So they're all around there.
No, that's good insight for like any type of fucking business owner, you know, that way, kind of thinking about the family life as well. Because when I think of like everything entrepreneurial, it's not just business, like it's everything. It's like your lifestyle, it's everything about like you said, your wealth, your health, the whole lot. Like you have to, it's everything. It's your life, it's you.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Like I'll be critical of a lot of people, you know, and a lot of ways of thinking, but that's average way of thinking gets average results, so I obviously think differently. But one of them was like when people pass and comment on things that they're not qualified to pass comment on, right? So I'll be chatting to people and saying, listen, you know, like on the bio on my Facebook page says, make friends with me and your business can improve 100%, right? And it will, 100%. You connect with me, we do some work in your business, it's going to improve, end of story. But really, it's you let me help you with your business, your fucking life's going to improve. Yeah. But I just don't feel qualified to say to people, you know, because I stick specifically to my niche, you know. Yeah. And that's
but it overflows into
the rest of their life. Yeah, exactly. Definitely, yeah. But I don't say that, but I do believe that is the case, you know.
I definitely think so. And anyway, like it's all connected. Definitely is.
You can't be breaking things up, in my opinion, because again, it just goes back to that whole thing, like just separating them just literally gives you anxiety.
Yeah, it would be. You know what I mean? You're living a separate life, or you know, like it's
and everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it to a certain degree. Like they're looking at the phone. Oh, can't take that call now. Why not? Because you're not in that mode or that zone. I tell everybody, ring me whenever you want. So I ring people whenever I want. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I say, look, it's my right to ring you whenever I want. In much the exact same way, it's your right to hang up on me whenever you want.
Yeah, you know, that's fair enough. Yeah,
that's the way it is. So when a guy is not taking a call in the evening, it's because he's not in that zone. You know. Now look, if you've got a job where the phone is constantly hopping in the evening. That's the time when you're with your family. Well, you've got something wrong going on there. Maybe that phone needs to be diverted to someone else so that you can give your attention.
Yeah.
In there, and that's a bad business decision by allowing your phone to be ringing when you're supposed to be doing family time or what, you know, are supposed to be giving them your attention at that time, you know. But yeah, since I just kind of started to stop trying to separate things,
everything's been
got a lot happier.
And a lot happier.
Got a lot happier. Start making a lot more money.
Yeah.
Got a lot more productive. The households is a bit happier as well.
Brilliant. So let's talk about like I suppose personal development. Maybe we can talk about sales later on. Just how you think of sales, but personal development, maybe mental health. Have you? How has your mental health been since you've been, what was it, 18? You started. You got your first property and everything. Like, how have you managed your own mental health?
Yeah, like, you know, it's a big thing. Like my best friend died of suicide a few years ago. You know.
Oh right.
And obviously his head went and he couldn't handle it, and it's something that I'm very conscious of all the time. You know. And that's probably part of why my whole concept of mind, body, wallet, and it's actually on the backdrop over there. Mind, body, wallet. My priorities are in order, and they're that order: mind, body, wallet. You know.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me to keep me sane is I just run a lot. Run, and I don't run as much for physical exercise as I do for mental. You know. It's just it works wonders for me. But aside from that, I used to suffer from really bad anxiety, like bad. Like I'd be just like for years I'd never watch a film. Right. Because I couldn't sit down and watch a film. Like, and I remember going to therapists and they were trying. And I remember one time one person says, "I know what's wrong with you. You're suffering from a racing mind." I'm like, "Suffering from a racing mind? Just like, Jesus Christ, man, that sounds horrendous, you know."
Yeah.
And like I'd be just sitting here talking to you, and we're grand. But the minute we stopped talking, my mind would be going everywhere and all these different things, you know.
Yeah.
And then I stopped viewing that as an affliction.
Right.
I'm like, great. So I just fucking keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah.
The result was I could never relax, but the result was I got bleeding years worth of I got weeks worth of work done in days.
Yeah.
Literally just never sat around, like just.
So is that shift in your perspective?
Yeah,
looking
exactly.
From as a negative, you're like, actually, this could work for me, and you pushed it to work.
Yeah, but I didn't know at the time. Sorry, when I heard all this stuff, I was trying to get rid of it. I constantly couldn't breathe. I was just sitting there.
Oh,
like,
really?
Like this, you know, it's just
anxiety attacks.
Yeah, and I used to always, like, you know, I'd be watching a war film or something, and I'd be saying to my missus, like, see if that was me there now, I'd be grand. But see the minute the bombing stopped, the shooting stopped, I'd be gone. I'd be like one of them soldiers that hides under the bed. You know, I remember this was my thoughts on it there, right? And then I was going for all these different types of therapies. Stop working so much, stop doing this, stop exercise more, all this sort of stuff. And then one day I made a Facebook live video, and my anxiety just went away.
That is crazy.
To God, it just went away. Like after that, and it's just like that was my.
Were you talking about your anxiety on the Facebook?
Like that. It was even. I only speak about this the odd time because it's not something I'm comfortable talking about.
Sorry. Right.
But no, I'm good at it now. But even at then, I wasn't. No, I was talking about business. But I was like, that was my inner greatness trying to get out.
Yeah.
Like that race in mind was like, Joe, you can help him. You can help her. You can help that person. Yeah. You can help that person, and you're not. And now I'm like, actually, yeah, right. Bang on.
And then you fucking.
And it just goes away. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah, like
in a good way. Like, you know what I mean. Like
brilliant. Brilliant, because like I was getting hypnotherapy. I was getting acupuncture. I went to see Reiki people.
Yeah.
I went
anything you
I
want.
went to see mediums to see if there's something going on in my head. I thought I was going mad.
Yeah.
I went to see all these different ologists of some sort. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like if anybody said something, I'd do it because I'd nothing to lose. Because what was happening was I was going out and I was working my ass off all day.
Yeah.
Grand. Then I was getting home and like that. And the only way to make it go away was to go up and do something more.
Yeah.
And I was getting too much, you know. And then when I just start, and so nowadays, like I have a firm belief that every single person has a superpower.
Right.
Like Superman could stop a train.
Yeah.
But he didn't realise that he was anything special until he realised everybody else can't do that.
Right.
Right? So he only, you know, we see the world the way we see it and we think everybody else sees the world that way, but they don't. We all do it. The downside is most people have a superpower. And when I say a superpower, it's like one thing that they can do better than anybody else they know.
Yeah.
So my superpower is I can look at any business. You know, when I say any business, I can look at any small business, and within 5 minutes I can say that's exactly what the problem is there.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's normally linked back to the outlook of the owner of the business.
Right.
And you know, we've yet to come across someone that we can't help. So like,
Yeah.
I've got like 250 clients. These are all people have their own business.
Yeah.
And because I was a bricklayer, I stick with construction.
Right.
And a few weeks ago, and if he hears this, he'll be laughing. A guy got in contact with me. He was a butcher.
Right.
And he had stuff going on outside of his butchers. He had kind of some legacy issues he had to deal with. And I was like, I can fix that. That's easy, right? And as I'm talking to him, I'm like, I can't fucking help it. What the fuck do I know about running a butcher's, right? But I'm like, but I do know this, and I do know this, and I do know, like, and I said to him, I said, listen, I don't even eat meat, right?
Right.
But I think I can help. He's like, okay, let's do it, you know? And we come up with a few plans. He sent me a text there last night. He's off on holidays now. Like these messages are what's what actually make it worthwhile, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, got away with the missus, things are flying, that's great, you know what I mean? Touch base when we get home, things are good in the shop, cheers, you know? I'm like, that's mad. So we've just done a few little things to help him improve the business there, you know? So whilst I just stick to what I know, it's getting to the point where what I do works outside of my normal sphere, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
And it's interesting. People are sending messages like that's been struggling with their business for years, and now after 2 or 3 meetings, phone calls with us, they're making more money. Like, that's like, you know, that's my superpower.
That is a superpower, and it's such a good, well, obviously it's a good gift to have, but to recognise that in yourself and then project and share with other people, that's a superpower in itself too, you know, that way.
I believe, and it's only because the whole thing, like, why did the anxiety go away? Like, why did it go away? Because it was just something was trying to get out.
Yeah.
No, it's a mad thing.
Baffling,
Yeah, but listen, it worked, and it's 100% true. Ask anybody that knows.
No,
me, like,
I totally believe you, man.
Yeah.
That's class. Yeah. That's unbelievable.
So that's good, but the downside is, like, most people don't believe they have a superpower, and if they do, it'll stay inside them.
Right.
You know, and they won't embrace it, you know.
You suppose we could sit here and talk for hours about how do they uncover and unlock all that kind of stuff.
That's not my area. I don't just get out of fucking bed and do something.
Do something. Yeah. Cool. So education, I suppose. So obviously, as you're running your businesses, you have a lot of experience. Do you do any type of personal development work on yourself, or are you just too busy on your business, or is it through the practice of running your business you're learning?
Right, so that's a very good question, because I know there's a big market out there called self-development, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned there your missus that works in the business, which she's very analytical, right?
Yeah.
So I'm very analytical as well.
Okay.
I don't think you can gauge. I don't know how you can gauge happiness as a marker for improvement. So you're gone from this level of happiness to that level of happiness as a result of this piece of self-development that you've done.
Yeah.
And I'd be very skeptical of a lot of that sort of stuff, because I know a lot of people who are clever.
Right.
They class themselves as entrepreneurs. They put themselves in that circle of entrepreneurs, or entrepreneurship, and they spend so much time, energy, and money on self-development.
Right.
But they spend fuck all time on making sales, making progress, and making money in their business.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, for example, a lad approaches me, he's a plumber, he's overworked, unrewarded, he's 3 lads. Right, I'd say, right, how much have you got in the bank now?
Right.
How much do you owe in, how much do you owe out, right? What's success look like to you in 30 days' time? And he'll put a number on that. And unless we hit that, well, then we haven't been successful.
Yeah.
He might say, oh, it was great to be around you, it was inspiring. I don't give 2 fucks, man.
Yeah.
We're here to get money.
Money.
And that's where we have to measure. So I just be a little bit skeptical of that sort of stuff,
right,
to a certain degree.
I can hold my hand up now and say that, like, I quite enjoy, like, the personal development kind of books or whatever. And I could be, like, to your point as well, I could be making more time to do, like, sales, phone calls, emails and outreach. But I don't know what it is about it. There's just this kind of, like, insatiable kind of thirst for knowledge, or not even like it's going to fix me or anything. It's just like I want to know everything about, like, entrepreneurship and business. Maybe it's just kind of a little bit eager, or I don't know.
Maybe it's procrastination.
It could be definitely. It could be definitely.
A guy said that to me one day. Clever guy that does a lot of that. He says, and he's been in business himself, and he's been around the block, and And he says, sometimes I ask myself, is it another form of procrastination?
Yeah.
I think it is. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
well, I suppose so. Like, if you're trying to pontificate about, I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I see
like
your
let's
point.
just, you use the word thirst. So you've
Yeah,
got thirst for knowledge.
yeah.
Let's just say you have a thirst for water.
You
You
go
go
get
and
the
get a
water.
bottle of water.
Yeah,
Then go get another one. Then go get another one. What the fuck are you getting all the water for? You've enough to do you. You
yeah,
know, wait till you drink that and then get more.
yeah.
You know, so it's the same.
Oh, that's actually good. I like that.
You know, rather than just keep
Yeah,
craving. So for me, like, you know, even like with my own wealth creation plans or my wealth creation strategy, I believe that we need to go up in layers. So we
right.
get to a certain point, yeah, that's grand, then we go up another layer. You know, and each new layer requires a new version of you and a new skill set and a new level of knowledge. Whereas if you go and try and take all them at the one time, you're not going to be able to utilize them.
Yeah,
You know, that's, you know, where the guys that's, look, I talk to people and, you know, people connect with me and I'm like, geez, this guy sounds interesting, we'd have a chat. And he's telling me all the courses he's done and all the great stuff he's done. And I'm like, right, where's his fucking business?
yeah,
You know, or he's got his business, like, where's the profits? Where's the wealth creation plan here?
yeah.
Because like it or not, like whether you accept it or not, the majority of things comes down to money.
Well,
Once you have
yeah,
money, you're covered to do whatever you want.
yeah.
You know, but other than that, like, you know, what would be some of the self-development books that you would read? Like,
It would be more kind of So I'd read like have Grant Cardone, the 10x. I read that.
would you class
Gary,
that as self-development? Don't you?
well, it's more kind of maybe I'm categorizing.
No, it's because I'm just interested because
Yeah.
I kind of put all that self-development over there. So I
Right.
want to learn a bit about what you think.
Well, maybe I do categorize it wrong, but like Grant Cardone's books,
Yeah.
Gary Vee's books, one which really actually helped, which was self-development, and I only finished reading, was called The Chimp Paradox.
Yeah.
And basically it's
Very
just,
good.
yeah,
Read that, yeah.
yeah, it was by some psychologist, and he you know it
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that has been probably that's probably classed as a
It's
self-development
not right,
book.
it's not wrong, it's just a chimp.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's just breaking it down for me. It was just
Yeah.
so easy to understand why my brain jumps to the emotion, like the volcano, you know, that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
It actually let me,
Road rage is the classic example of that, isn't it?
yeah,
Like, people, you get the most calm people in the world. Fucking animals behind the wheel. Like, what in the name of Jesus? Like,
Yeah.
no, I do not ever get road rage because I'm normally the guy that's responsible for it. I'm just driving around slowly, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. What else there? Just out of interest.
What else am I, what was another one? One that I was thinking, I haven't got it now because I want to read my books first. There was another one called like Rejection Proof. It was some dude from
name.
the States. He basically was fucking anxiety, da.
Yeah,
He ended up going viral, and he was doing all these 30-day challenges, like
brilliant.
knocking on someone's door. That's like, he's a little Asian dude knocking on someone's door in the middle of like Texas. There's an NFL game on, and he's like, "Can I go out your back garden and just kick a ball about?" And your man's there standing there, and he's like, "All right, yeah." And he goes through. He's like pushing himself, just outrageous kind of stuff. But it's just stuff like that, I suppose, is what I'd be into.
Interesting. I think a book that I recommend to everyone, Extreme Ownership.
I haven't heard of that. Now, who's that?
It's a guy called Jocko Willink. He's a Navy SEAL, former Navy SEAL. But
I think I listened to his podcast. Didn't even know he had a book.
That even I can only remember certain aspects of it even now. But so you just take responsibility for everything, like everything. You know, like if you drive down here, you'd be here at a certain time, and there's traffic, and you're not, like, it's your fault. It's not his fault for blocking up. Oh, you should have left earlier.
Yeah.
You know, it's just take responsibility. And when you, like, I take responsibility for everything, like absolutely everything. The one thing I don't take responsibility for is when I'm going training with any of my buddies. Like, I just do what I'm told, because it's grand to be able to just like shut off, like, and just not think about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a good one. I'd recommend that to anybody, even any of your listeners. Extreme Ownership. Just think for the name of it, the term Extreme Ownership. You know, like they give. It's very good. It's a good listen because they contrast experiences they had in Iraq to experiences in the boardroom,
right?
The business, and they're bouncing back and forth. You know,
is there a lot of similar?
Yeah. Like they're big business consultants nowadays.
Class.
Jocko and the other guy's name is Leif Babin. But Jocko seems to be doing really good on the. He's got a big social media presence now.
Yeah,
definitely worth listening to. You know.
So what is? I know you're in business years, but I want to know what your next 6 to 12 months are for you, and maybe what you're doing on social media, and if you have like a podcast or anything coming out. anything like that you'd like to share?
Yeah, so like this is a Gary V moment dawned on me. Like I was driving down the road one day and we're all in this big rush to get where we want to be, and I'm like, holy shit, I can actually just keep doing what I'm doing right now forever. Like the level and the work I do now, I can do it forever. I'm just basically buying houses, renting them out, collecting the rent, living off the rent. That's what I'm doing. And every time we do a deal and put another property in, taking more rent, we just get a bit stronger and stronger, you know.
Yeah.
So that's there's no major plans to change that other than just do more and more and more of them, you know. So if we could buy like one house a week, that'd be far better than buying one house every 2 months or 3 months or whatever, you know. So on that end, we're just going and we're just gathering some good traction on that. Like where we used to have 1 or 2 deals going at a time, now we've got like 6 or 8 deals at any given time going on. So on that end, we'll be keep progressing with that. Like my whole business is simple. I've got 2 businesses plus my rental business. So the 2 businesses basically, one of them is property. We just buy houses, fix them up, sell them on, take that money, buy more houses and rent them ones out. And then I've got my business training program where we take the money from the business training program and we just buy houses out of that and rent that out. It's very boring, very simple, you know. I do want to keep pushing on the social media. So we do have our podcast coming out for Tradesman Support Group podcast. We put that out on all the platforms. Other than that, it'll be my intention to get better at what I'm doing on social media.
What are you looking to hone in on? Like really fucking.
I want to make £1 million a year from Facebook. That's my plan. Right. So we kind of have a plan how to do that. And you can do all these big numbers once you focus on delivering value rather than collecting money, if that makes sense. So if you focus specifically on collecting money, you'll take your eye away from delivering value. But I know the way to get money is to deliver value, if that makes sense.
It does.
So once you deliver value, you'll get your money, no problem at all. So we're on a mission now. I want to ramp that up. I want to make $1 million every year. I'm listening to too many Americans. I want to make €1 million every year from my Facebook business, and then we've got our targets in our property. I want to get to £100 million. That's the plan. You know, big ask. I won't get there unless I increase the rate at which I'm growing.
Right.
So I know that has to happen.
But it's also your levels, like you're going to level up. You have to develop a new skill. You're a new person, and
that makes sense.
You're kind of rising. You're rising to it.
We're getting better and better all the time, and you know it all started off from the €500 a day, as we said. So like, okay, so now we've got that doing 500 a day, got that doing 500 a day, got different. Now we've got new targets for that as well. But other than that, it's like I'm pretty much at a good place right now, and I just want to keep pushing more and more, you know. Like I went away there for the summer and I was planning on doing a good bit of thinking, you know, and the question was like, what am I going to do differently when I go back, you know. And the one thing that just jumped out at me was just frequency. I need to just keep doing what I'm doing but do more of it, if that makes sense, you know. Definitely. Don't want to change away. Like pretty much most of the property I own is within 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive from me house and my office. Most of me tenants, I'd know them personally since before they were tenants, all that sort of stuff, you know. So we've got a nice handle on that end of things. So we're just going to do more and more of that, you know.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your next 6 to 12 months, seeing you on your social media, starting to listen to the podcast and everything. Really looking forward to it.
Good stuff. Tell me about your next 6 to 12 months.
My next 6 to 12 months. Well, I suppose listening to you, get my mind a little bit more in order. There's a few kind of shadows there that I need to overcome.
Chase away, shine a light.
Definitely 100%. Anyway, thanks very much for
no worries, man.
For taking giving me the opportunity to have a little chat with you. I loved it. All right,
savage stuff, man.
Cheers,